Bowers Game Corner presents Gencon Video Bonanza 2015. Brought to you by Gatekeeper Games, makers of The King's Armory, Thunder Track, the new sequel to Turbo Rally Card Racing, and the generous support of our Kickstarter backers.
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back here today for more of our Gen Con Bonanza blog coverage. We're live at Gen Con 2015, or some facet of it. We're in a car right now, but anyway, you get the impression. And speaking of impressions, I'm going to be giving my impressions on Witchhunt from Kyle Brockmans. It is a large group social deduction game, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it in the same ilk as Werewolf. Now, I got a chance to play this last year. I absolutely glowed. I beamed. I put it on my top 10 games of Gen Con list. And it was back again this year. Still not on Kickstarter, because they're polishing, they're refining. But what is Witchhunt? So Witchhunt is Werewolf. And I'm just going to put it like that. But there is a lot that is different, and a lot that is quote-unquote fixed. So first, in Witchhunt, instead of looking for werewolves, you're going to be looking for witches. The witches are going to be around the town, and they're bad, and they're trying to kill all the villagers and get to an equal number. If they get to the equal number, well, then they win. Just the same as werewolf. Now, there's some differences, though. First, normally it's, werewolves and villagers and seers. However, in this game, villagers, all of them axed. Everyone in the game has a special unique, a special role, a special super ability, secret power, which is something that a lot of people that I talked to about this game were really, really excited about. Because when you get the villager card, it's like, all right, I'm still going to have fun. It's still going to be a great time trying to do the social deduction, but I wanted something cool, powers. Witchhunt fixes that. Another really, really cool thing about this game is there is the priest. The priest, for all intents and purposes, is a seer. So essentially, once at night, he's going to point to someone and he's going to find out, yes, they're a witch, no, they're not a witch. The seer is the only person who is on the villager's side, period. This is where the game really gets interesting and really, I feel like, kills werewolf. Because every other role in the game, and there's going to be tons and tons and tons of these roles, I'm pretty sure, could be good or they could be bad. They could be a witch or they could be a villager. I'll give you a perfect example. It's a role that is in both games, Werewolf and in Witchhunt. There is the hunter. So when the hunter gets killed, they're allowed to take one person with them. Now, if that person is a villager, then they are fumbling blindly to try and kill a werewolf or a witch. However, if a witch is the hunter, that's bad news, because the witch is going to then turn around and kill, they're going to kill another villager. So it really adds just this whole extra layer to the game that is fantastic. Some other things that I really like about the game, the rounds are timed. The reason they are timed is because there is a role called the judge. If you cannot get to a majority, or if you run out of time during the day phase when you have to lynch a witch or attempt to lynch a witch, then the judge gets to pick one person to kill at nighttime. So, yeah, that's good, right? Well, that's good if the judge is a villager. If the judge is a witch, then that's really, really freaking bad. So that makes this whole interesting dynamic that, as you can see, I am beaming about, makes it super interesting. And another really cool aspect of this game is after people die, normally in Werewolf you say, "Oh, you fools, I was a villager." Not this game. You do not reveal who you are after you die. So you never really know how well or poorly you're doing, which just amps up that intensity. Now, it does lose a little bit of an element there when you know, like, you have one werewolf left. But I personally think it is a fantastic trade-off, because you never really know how close you are or far you are to winning the game, which I really like. Now, there's one more thing that I think is going to turn on a lot of people about that game, and that is Werewolf is a player elimination game. If you die in the first round, which will happen sometimes, and it's terrible and it stinks, you're just out of the game, period. You're done. You can go find something else to do for the next 20 minutes to an hour, depending on how long the game is. In this game, you come back to life outside of the original circle as an angel or a demon. If you are a villager, you come back as an angel. And the angels are going to be able to protect one person a night, whoever they want to protect at night, so that's very, very useful. The demons, on the other hand, after a witch dies, is going to be a demon, and they essentially are going to get to screw with the priest or the seer by making someone who looks like a good guy look like a bad guy to the priest. So if the priest looks at somebody and sees that it's a witch and the demons are the ones behind that, then that can make things really interesting and dicey. But the other great thing about that is you don't have to stick around, because you can just say, you know what, I'm just going to bow out, and there won't be an angel or a demon. But because numerous people are going to get eliminated, because you just do a day phase and night phase, people dying all the time. So let's say there's 2 demons. One person can say, you know what, I'm just going to bounce out. That's okay. They can walk away. It won't impact anything. So lots of good stuff going on about this game. I beamed about this game last year. I'm going to beam about it this year. It's coming to Kickstarter, I believe, next week. Hopefully we can get this video up while the Kickstarter is still running, because I want to steer as many people towards this as humanly possible. It looks absolutely fantastic. If you like big group games, if you like social deduction games, this is a no-brainer. This is an insta-back. Take it from me. I love it. It's fantastic. Highly recommended. One thing that does concern me, though, and this isn't a concern with Werewolf as well, is that if you have a bad moderator, bad things can happen. Now, in Werewolf, a bad moderator can screw up a game. In this, and I haven't had this happen yet, but that's also because the people running it have done it many, many times, a bad moderator can absolutely, I would imagine, catastrophically ruin the game, because there are so many moving parts, hidden roles, all that sort of stuff. But still, Witchhunt from Kyle Brockmans is one that you need to check out. I think this is going to be an absolutely smash hit, especially at conventions. That is Witchhunt from Kyle Brockmans. ChocolatePie.net, I think that's their website. Need to check it out. I'll be sure to post a Kickstarter link below when it goes live. And if you're enjoying this Gen Con coverage, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below, and in the comments below, let me know, pie or cake. For me, this is a no-brainer. I would never, ever, ever pick pie over cake, unless, of course, we're talking about with the chocolate crust. Once you throw in the chocolate crust, that's a wild card. That's my big problem with pie crust. Pie crust just doesn't taste good to me. I need a little bit of flavor, a little bit more. So I normally go with cake. But we're talking chocolate pie crust, I might get mine with pie. But let me know in the comments below. Pie, cake, you tell me. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.
Bowers Game Corner presents Gencon Video Bonanza 2015. Brought to you by Gatekeeper Games, makers of the King's Armory, Thunder Track, the new sequel to Turbo Rally Card Racing. And the generosity of these great companies. They support us, go support them.